got in today. Oh boy. Oh boy. Who's out there, huh? Anybody out there yet? Judging by how YouTube has been going lately, there's nobody out there. Nobody out there watching. It's been a rough month for YouTube, I'll tell you that much, guys. Views are way down this month. Like December, we had a really good month, and then I don't know what happened. January hit. After like the first couple of days of January, it's like YouTube's not even sending out my stuff anymore. But we'll wait for people to get signed on here, hopefully. It says we got 2 watching. So we got 2 watching. If you're one of those 2, let me know who you are in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Who do we got? We got Dove6022. I wasn't going to read all that out at once. What's up? There's some people. We got Sayer. We got Mark. We got J True. We got John K8SO. What up? What up? What up? What up? Well, the reason why I was a couple minutes late, I literally just got home. I was at the depot. I had to pick up some more materials for my next project. We're going to build a spice rack. You heard it right. Jimbo. Fix It Jimbo. I saw his spice rack videos, and I said, I think we got to build a spice rack now. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a fucking bomb-ass spice rack with biscuit joints and stain and dowels and all kinds of cool stuff. And guess what? The materials cost me like $6. So yeah, just going to show you how you can pick up cheap-ass lumber and turn it into something beautiful and put it in your house and make it be functional and beautiful at the same time. So what's up, guys? How's your week been? My week's been kind of shitty, but, you know, to say the least. What do we got here? Well, this is the Ridgid 18-volt brushless with air guard technology belt sander. Now, you say to yourself, Josh, Tool Squatch, does this really not come with a piece of sandpaper? Come on, Ridgid. Like, come on, Ridgid. I don't get a piece. Oh, it's already on there. I'm sorry, Ridgid. You already put it on there for me. You actually went above and beyond, just as I expect with Ridgid tools. It's already on there. Look at that. She is a beaut, Clark. She is a beaut. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Does she got the power? Does she got the power? Let's see. Oh. Nice. That's just nice. Now, what's the temping? I just got out of the car and the car read -5 degrees. So take that for whatever it's worth. It feels more like -20. But yeah, it's fucking cold, man. I'm down here. That's why I'm all bundled up down here. I got a hoodie underneath this hoodie. My Milwaukee heated jacket. I don't even have it on right now. I should probably have it on. But yeah, I got a hoodie underneath my heated hoodie, right? Pretty soon here, I'm going to put my hood up like that. And we're going to do tool reviews with hoods up and stuff. You know what I mean? What up, Dan the Fisherman? Now, why did I get this? Why? One, I hate cords. I hate cords. Like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of my tools are corded. And they're the biggest tools in the shop. The planer, they're not even the biggest tool shop. My miter saw is actually cordless. My jointer, my Delta table saw, and my flattening station over there with the corded router. Those are my 4 corded tools. Oh yeah, and I got a Bosch corded sander that I love. But I hate cords pretty much. I hate them. Well, the belt sander I have been having to use lately is this piece of junk that I bought 16 years ago. I bought this 16 years ago when we first bought the house, and I was refinishing the hardwood floors upstairs. and I did all the hardwood floors with this pile of garbage. Okay? And they came out beautiful. Okay? They really did. I later, about 10 years later, put laminate over them because I didn't want to have to refinish them again from all the dog scratches and the claw marks and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. That was way too much work. So I put laminate flooring over all of it. But yeah, this was out in the garage in a box, not being used. And I said, I did that big TV stand a few weeks ago, and I was using it for that. It was just easier to get the sanding done. You know, it took less time. But man, I hate cords and I hate this goddamn thing. So, Direct Tools. This is like a $250 tool, guys. This is like a $250 tool that I got for 48 bucks at Direct Tools. Brand new. Factory blemish. Whatever the hell that means. It looks brand new and nothing wrong with it to me. It says it's got the Gen 5X brushless air guard technology. Whatever that means. I haven't done a lot of reading on it. But I wonder if you can hook your dust port up to this. Sayer's got this, he said. I wonder if you can hook your Rockler dust port up to it. Because Sayer's got them dust ports too. Wow, due for an upgrade. Yeah. And here's the thing. This costs less than that Ryobi did 15 years ago. I think I paid 50 bucks for that Ryobi like 15, 16 years ago. So let that sink in. $48? $50? I don't know. Woo! Crazy, right? The Ridgid belt sander really is the best one on the market. 100%. Yes, you can. Okay, cool. Wings. What's up? Nice. I have an old corded Ryobi grinder I bought soon after my first house. Yep. Isn't that how it works? You buy a house, then you realize you need this and you need that, right? A lot of my first tools when we bought the house were Ryobi, blue Ryobis. I got a blue Ryobi sander up there, orbital 5-inch orbital sander. I got a blue Ryobi drill up there. It actually finally died. They had the old NiCad batteries in them. I have a blue Ryobi reciprocating style. You want to talk about a piece of junk that was? Oh my god. But yeah, a lot of my first tools were Ryobi, the blue version. And whatever, I did all the stuff when we first bought the house, and then they all went in the garage, in the closets, and in boxes and stuff, never to be seen for like another decade. Because, I did everything right in the beginning. Including this basement. This basement was just a basement until I took over. But the basement needs a refresh. If we are going to sell this house, once I move everything out of here, all the tools in the workshop, definitely going to need a refresh in the basement. Definitely got to skim coat the walls, get them flat and level. Probably got to put down a new floor. I don't know whether we put down laminate or we just put indoor-outdoor rug down here, because we used to have big problems with flooding. Because the wash tub used to flood because of that stupid pump that would decide not to work once in a while. Hot water tank blew, that was flooding. We had a pipe burst over in the bedroom about 10 years ago when it was cold just like this. But we've gone through the precautions to where water is not going to be an issue anymore. Like, we insulated all the pipes. We put in brand new pumps, brand new everything just a little while ago, brand new sub pumps, all that type of stuff. So I think we got our water situation taken care of down here. Knock on wood. And I think indoor-outdoor carpet would make sense for down here, especially if people are going to use it for what this was intended for, a mother-in-law suite. Like I said, we built this down here because me and Christina lived down here while her grandparents moved in and lived upstairs with us. What do you care whether we have carpet down here or not? We're not going to be here. You're not listening. Like, you just hear something and you're not listening. Like, the carpet is just to make it look nice and clean, and then we leave. We don't have to worry about it. Just stop. I'm not having this argument with you right now. Yeah, you hate it. You also hate walking on cold floors everywhere because you never want to put on socks or sandals. So, whatever. I'm not having this argument with you right now while we're live. I've told you this before. Am I getting the black Ryobi? That's a funny story. And I don't know if I want to tell you now about the funny story or when it gets here tomorrow. But long story short, yes, we are getting the 30th anniversary Black Ryobi compact drill. It is being sent to us from a subscriber. His name is D Walker, and he's a good guy. We rag on him a little bit because he's a Makita guy. But to his credit, all of his Makita tools are old, so I can understand why he likes them so much because, 20 some odd years ago, Makita was really good. So I get why he feels the way he feels. But on the flip side, man, Makita tools are just so trash now in 2026. And I don't want them to be trash. Like, I really don't. Like, I want them to have good tools. They got that new hammer drill that just came out that they're showing off at the World of Concrete. It looks promising. They're claiming like something crazy, 1,700 inch-pounds of torque with their 40-volt tabless battery that Bosch gave them. I don't know, because Makita stuff has been underpowered here for a long time. I don't know if that's a fibbing number. You guys see it in all of our videos when we torque test these things. They kind of lie about the torque specifications of their tools. Let's just, all companies do it. They all fib about their torque specifications. So if a drill says that it has 1,400 inch-pounds, it probably has closer to 900 or 1,000. You know what I mean? That new drill looks boss level. It does when a Makita rep is using it and showing it to you. You don't know what type of tricks they're playing, and that goes for any tool company. Milwaukee did it at Pipeline last year, where they made some competitor tools look horrible, like the Diablo versus the Milwaukee saw blades. I've used Diablo saw blades a million times, and I'm not saying the Milwaukee saw blade isn't good, the nitrous, but they probably took some beat up, used up, dull Diablo framing demon, that you can cut metal and wood with, and they made it look like it was dog shit. Now, I've used that blade 1,000 times. I've done the test that they have done, and it worked beautifully. Okay? And then they make it look like dog shit, and they say, oh, that's why you got to buy ours. But I think you're fibbing a little bit there. And then they were also fibbing about the tiny impact wrench, the M12 impact wrench, when they were doing the breakaway test. Like, you could tell the nuts were loose on theirs and not loose on the other one. And Tools with Souls did a whole thing about it, how they were fooling people. So all the companies do that tricks. I don't trust what the companies say. You know what I trust? When the tool comes in the basement here, and we put it up on the bench, and we test it. That's what I trust. Just leave it as is, man. New owner problem. Poor Josh, being forced to use another Ryobi. That new drill looks like boss level. Agreed. Well, when you say just leave it as is, man, new owner's problem, that's the thing. I want to sell the house, and I want us to get max value for the house. So, I mean, if it means throwing a couple extra bucks here or there just to, just to make it look a little bit better, I'm gonna do it. Got it for $279 on deal of the day at Lowe's last year. They sold out within hours. There's new grinders are looking good too, Josh. Listen, Makita has I'm not joking, you guys. Go Google this. They got 93 grinders on the market right now. 93. Or maybe it's 86. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Each one of them numbers are ridiculous. What? Why do you have 90 grinders on the market? I know why. Because you're just throwing shit at a wall to see if it sticks. And honestly, nothing is stuck yet. So, regardless of how they look, how Ohio Power Tool makes it look, or Total Tool Zone, or VCG, or the Den of you-know-whats, regardless how them guys make it look, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. That freaking Clint guy the other day, which I got under his skin a little bit, I don't even think I was even trying to get under his skin. He made a, first of all you've been hearing from him from the last couple of years is how much he loves Ego outdoor power equipment, how much he loves it, how much it's the best, how much their battery tech is the best in the business. Go watch the videos. It's his own words. I'm not putting them words in his mouth. He said them. It's been out there for years, okay? And I get it. We all change our opinions over time as we use tools, okay? Sometimes you're a prisoner of the moment and you just fall in love with it as soon as you get it. And other times, you know, you hate it from the start and then somehow you come around a little bit and you end up liking it. So it can go either way. But this guy for 2 years straight has been saying nothing about great things about Ego products. Best battery tech in the business, yada, yada, yada. And don't get me wrong, I agree with him. Ego stuff is very good. But now he makes a video because one of his batteries dies. One of his 56-volt batteries dies. He's got 10 of them showing in the video. One of them dies, and he's complaining about how he hates Ego now because the batteries suck. Okay, fine. You changed your opinion. Okay, fine. But then he puts a link up in the corner of the video for you to purchase it. Well, if you hate it, after 2 years of saying how much you love it, you sure do still post a link up so that you can make that money. So that, you know, that just rubs me the wrong way. It makes me feel like, you know, he's not being completely truthful, or maybe Ego stopped paying him, you know, and all that type of stuff. Let's be honest, money talks and shit walks, and I get it. I'm happy for guys that make money doing this. You know, we spend a lot of money and time and effort making these videos. So yeah, being rewarded is nice, but there's a line that I refuse to cross that others just don't even see the line. Like Dong Chang. I mean, guys, I could show you emails from Dong Chang demanding me take down my review of their drill. And then they sent their cronies into that video discrediting me, calling me not professional, calling me a hack, a this, a that, over and over again. Yeah. So if you don't play ball with these companies, you get shunned. You go over here, and then they will do anything that they can to discredit you. But I refuse to cross that line. That's just not me. Sorry, Josh. Was talking about the Metabo HPT job site 10-inch saw. Okay, that's a good saw. Den of Tools. Ha. Yeah, Den of Tools needs to... let's not even get involved with him. My UK friend used it. He was waiting for permission to post a video and made it beat everyone. Like I said, until I use it, which I probably won't, because I'm done trying to buy Makita tools. I've bought some Makita tools here of late. I bought the impact driver. I bought the older impact driver. I bought the new LXT drill and impact driver, the 20 impact driver and the new LXT drill that was supposed to be this badass thing in the LXT line. I bought the 36-volt rear handle saw. Okay. I've bought in the XGT 40-volt drill and impact kit. I've bought in the subcompact drill and impact kit, you know, the black one. I had the hydraulic impact driver. You want to talk about one of the biggest pieces of shit ever made. All of them have been junk. Now, regarding, besides the 36-volt rear handle saw, it wasn't junk, but it also didn't test well against the competition. You know, it worked pretty nice. It was smooth and all that type of stuff, but it still finished in the bottom. I mean, skill beat it out. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. The best rear handle saws video. You're making me very... There he is. There's Walker. There he is. That's how this started, though, because somebody asked me about the black Ryobi drill, Walker. And I said, you know, that's a funny story, and I think I'm going to save that story for when it comes in and we do a review. And then I talked about you a little bit, and how you like Makita and how you got some older Makita stuff, and that's back when Makita was actually good, and then we started talking about the newer stuff coming out, and I'm going to be honest, I don't see myself even trying to get them in because I've just had nothing but bad luck with Makita stuff. I can only talk upon my personal usage of the tool, and I don't have any bias towards any tool. Yeah, do we joke around and say Orange Crush Mafia and Ridgid and this and that, and of course, I mean, that's all in the fun of it, right? But when it comes right down to it, I reach for whatever I feel is the best tool to use for the job. It will go down to KMS Tools when they get it in, and I will take my Metabos and my Big Boy Bosch, and we will see. I still say for the money, the best cordless, like 4.5, 5-inch angle grinder on the market is the Flex. And now you see a bunch of companies copying their designs. They're already behind Flex because they're coming out with the same designs 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. Like Hercules is coming out where they got the variable speed on the grinder. Makita had that. I saw that in the video. So a lot of these companies are behind Flex. Let's be honest, Flex invented that tool. So, I mean, kudos to them. They make a bomb-ass angle grinder. They just do. And I would say probably the second best one would be the DeWalt FlexVolt. The only drawback to the FlexVolt, you got to put that big-ass battery on the back of it, and it really doesn't make the tool that balanced. It wants to tip when you use it. And if you're using it for long periods of time overhead on a car, whatever the hell you're doing, it can get heavy and it can tire you out pretty quick. Well, when I went to carpenter school, that's all they had. That was 40 years ago. That's what I was explaining, Walker. That's what I was explaining. I was explaining that, you know, back in them days, Makita was very good, but they have just fallen. And it's not even... It's that they cost so much, too. You know what I mean? They cost so damn much, and then when you put it up against something that costs 1/10 of it, and that tool that's 1/10 of the price is keeping up with it, and a lot of the times beating it, I mean, it just makes it very hard to go out and spend that kind of money on that line. It just does. It just makes it very, very hard, in my opinion. But my UK friend test drills the same way we do with the lags and torque gauge and the quality. Yeah, but how's the chuck? How's the chuck, sir? Every Makita drill I've had the last 2, 3, 4 drills, the chuck strips out on it. It drops bits like crazy. I mean, so, okay, good. It's got some power. How is it going to hold up when you're chucking up a bit? Is it going to keep turning over and not lock in and just strip out the chuck within 5 minutes? Is it going to eat up the battery and fry the battery out within 4 holes? I mean, so there's so many other variables that go into it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody but myself. Maybe Souls, that's about, you know, I trust Souls as like a bigger platform, like a big platform type of guy. I trust Souls' opinion on a lot of stuff. We don't agree on everything, but I definitely take his advice. I said they invented the angle grinder, Sayer. That's another thing too. So I'm going to use a 40-volt drill with some big-ass fucking battery hanging on the end of it all day long. I don't know. It's going to take a lot for me to come around on Makita. Probably never going to happen. Probably never going to happen. Just going to be honest. Anyways, enough about Makita. This thing is beefy, man. Oh, it's got some variable speed over here. Well, what do you guys say? Want to see it work? All right, easy to change belt. Good. I wonder what this air guard stuff means. I wonder what that means. See, I opened it up as soon as we went live today, so I haven't done anything with this. Yeah, I know. You can't beat it for 40 frickin' bucks. I mean, that's just crazy in my opinion. They might as well just give it to you for free at that point. Let's be honest. 40 bucks, I mean, holy Christ. All right, let me see if I can go find a piece of junk wood. I don't know. Do you think we got a piece of junk wood around here? Yeah, I know, Walker. It says it should be here tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited for it. I know the drill itself is kind of just a junky compact drill, but I don't know. I think it looks cool. It's black and yellow, and it just looks cool. So I think it'd be a cool thing to talk about on the channel. It'd be a cool thing to be in the background in the shop, and Walker made it happen, man. I have never been more excited for a Ryobi tool than this one. Oh, they also got a black hand vacuum, huh? I don't really like them little hand vacs, though. I don't know. I got the little shop vacs, like the little carry shop vacs. I got a couple of them. I love those things. Keep dust out of the motor and electronics, and also blows dust away from the bearings. Nice. Awesome for the money jealous. I was wanting a benchtop version. I got the benchtop version. It's sitting right over there. Guess how much I paid for that thing? Guess. I don't even like it. I found a couple of flaws with it. And it's already been warranted once. But that's the first model. That's the model that Delta made when Delta was making Ridgid tabletop tools. And there was one straggler sitting in Home Depot one day, and I got it for 59 bucks. It's like a $300 tool. I brought it home, noticed that the deck and the fence kind of has a lot of play to it. So you can really only just do sanding. You can't do chamfers and that type of stuff, at least with any accuracy. So I called Ridgid, and they instantly warrantied it out, and the belt thing wasn't moving right. They instantly warrantied it out. So all that garbage that the Den of Tools spews about Ridgid not honoring their service agreements, I'm sorry, is a total and utter, it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. Because I've had Ridgid warranty 2 tools, and each time, did you register it? Yes. Okay, let's look it up. Okay, show me a picture of the serial number. Okay, boom. Next day, it's shipped out. I got my tool back in 2 days. 2 days. Don't listen to his bullshit about how Ridgid does not honor service agreements. They do. All you got to do is register the tool within, I think, 90 days. So, you know what I do? As soon as I get a tool in, I register it. That way I know it's done. And boom, it's set. I don't ever have to worry about it again. Maybe we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna call Ridgid live. I'm gonna call Ridgid while I'm filming, and we're gonna do a warranty claim. I'm gonna purposely break one of my Ridgid tools, and I'm gonna debunk every myth that guy says. I got a Delta sawbuck. I think it has a 10-inch blade even. Nice. $150? No, $59. $59. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I got my thing up on my camera stand here. We'll go for a little tour. A little tour. Right here. This thing, is that what you're talking about? That thing right there? Let me turn on some lights. This thing? The spindle, and they also got the belt can go on it too. But the issue I have with this is, and I do use it when I'm putting a handle on a cutting board or whatever, I use the spindle to get the sand inside of that handle. The problem is it doesn't lock down on both sides here. It only has the one lockdown right here, okay? So when you, okay, say you want to do a 45-degree chamfer, right? Boom. 45 degrees, they say it's right there, okay? Now, when you lock that in, right, it just has a lot of play. It just, I don't know. It's hard to see with at this angle, but when you move it, you see all that play? You can't see it. But it just has too much play. See all that play in it? And that's locked in. So it's basically only good for standing finished stuff. Okay. Not what I thought I could do. I thought I could do some different things with it. I just don't want to mess up my piece with it not being right. But for what I use it for, it does work good. This is the one that Delta made, the first version. The deck on it's bigger. The newer version, the deck's smaller. So, I mean, for 50 bucks, I guess I can't complain. But yeah, so say you got the belt sander up there, right? So you want to do a 45-degree chamfer, right? Well, if you're pressing on that deck with any pressure, it has play, and then that will mess up your whole chamfer. Well, Josh, just use a router bit with your chamfer. Yeah, I get it. But, you know, there's other ways to do things. You just don't have to do it that way. Reconditioned tools are only good for 1 year. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, for 40 bucks, I'll take that. You know what I mean? For 40 bucks, I'll take it. But that's the only Ridgid reconditioned tool I've ever bought. So everything else I own has the lifetime service agreement on it. They are registered, and like I said, this thing had some issues when I first bought it, and literally called them up. The next day they had it shipped out. All they needed me to do was to show them a picture of me cutting the cord on the broken model, so that way I couldn't try to resell it and all that type of stuff. But, I mean, you could just take it somewhere and have a new cord put in. But what good is it? It's broken. You know what I mean? So, but I get there's scammers out there that would say it's broke and it's not really broke, and so I understand why they do it. How's the recondition backed up? 1 year. You get 1 year warranty with the reconditioned stuff from Direct Tools. Yeah, it definitely has some flex, Dan. I mean, if you're just looking just to sand stuff with it, it'll do the job, and it'll do it fine. But if you're looking to do different stuff with it, probably not the best way. And you guys know me, I'm a big Ridgid guy, so that's what I mean. You know, I am a big Ridgid guy, but if the tool is just not up to par, it's just not up to par in my eyes. I don't care what company it is, but it sits over here. I think I've used this maybe 3 or 4 times since I've gotten it. I don't know. Kind of takes up space if you ask me. Not one of my most used tools in the shop. Let's see. Let's get a junk piece of wood here. Another thing, see this table I'm using, this Ridgid table? This table's awesome. I gotta hook up a router to it because, see this? You can put a router in here, and then you put like a 2x4 here, clamped in, and that becomes your fence, and then this turns into a router table. Actually pretty cool if you ask me. I kind of botched the first attempt of putting a trim router in this. So I sent that one to Tools with Souls, and now he's messing with it. And I gotta put a fixed router into this. Let me get the clamps. Yo, Fix It Jimbo, did you hear that? I'm coming after you, buddy. I'm building a spice rack. Fix-It Jimmy. I'm coming after you. I'm gonna go buy a spice rack. I mean, buy one. I mean, I'm gonna make one. Oops. Maybe I just... Now he probably thinks I'm cheating. You have your Ryobi disc plus belt bench top at work. It's kind of a turd. Like the concept, looking for an alternative. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Go to Harbor Freight. Get the Bauer one. Or the Central Machinery one. If you're looking for something cheap, I mean, it's not that bad. Alright. Let's see if I got a dust port laying around here somewhere that will fit this properly. Size is that like 1.25 inches. I don't want to use the bag. I don't want dust going everywhere. Dust port. Nope, too big. Get a smaller one. Maybe on this one. You're putting this Stealth Sonic together? Well, enjoy, because that is the best shop vac on the market. Without a doubt, in my opinion, the best shop vac on the market. God damn it, I'm striking out on dust ports. Not that one. We may have to use the bag. I don't have one that fits. That one's too big, I can already know that. What else do I got a dust port on? I got it on the router, but that's a small one. It's too small. All right, I don't have a dust port that fits it, so we're gonna have to use this stupid bag. Oh, and another thing, I'm not a big Cobalt guy, but this tape measure is awesome. I love this little tape measure. It self-locks, boom. You can see that you don't ruin it. And I know this isn't going to apply to a lot of you professionals, but all these beginners that I talk to, it's just so you don't make any mistakes on your tape. They got them all numbered out there for you, so it's like almost idiot-proof. I think this was like $5. For $5, I mean, you can't even find a Harbor Freight one for $5. And it's that high-vis yellow. I like it. I think it's nice for what it is. Doesn't need to be tightened at all. It's a little. We'll see if that stays on. All right, let's give her a rip. We'll start on low. Oh, that's got an auto mode. Oh no, that's just A, B, C, D. Definitely some dust there. All right, let's go up a little bit higher. That's nice. That's nice. That's so smooth. I know, it's super quiet. I got paid $40 for my Milwaukee layout tape. Really? You love that thing? I know. I know. I know. I told you. I've been telling people for months about that frickin' vacuum, man. It is definitely the best vacuum on the frickin' market. I'm sorry, I'm a Ridgid guy. The Ridgid shop vacs suck compared to these DeWalt's. I can't stand, and I got a Ridgid shop vac hooked up to my planer. I hate it. It's so freaking loud. This is quiet too. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is quiet too. It's a lot quieter than my Ryobi, I'll tell you that much. Very little dust sitting on the surface here. With the Ryobi, there would be like clumps of piles. Now, why is that important to not have that much sawdust when you're sanding? Because now you're just recirculating that sawdust and you're going to get swirl marks and stuff in your wood, you know? So the least amount of dust it makes, the better. All right, let's put this on full frappe. See? F for frappe. It says F. Look at that, there's no dust there. There's very minimal dust here on the wood piece, which I like it. Guys, go to Direct Tools. Pick up one before they go out of stock. They're on sale right now for 40 some odd bucks. Definite steal. That's a $250 tool, guys. All right, let me get caught up on some comments here. Yeah, this is nice. Thank you, Kansas. If you guys know Kansas, he's a subscriber to our channel, and he's in our community with Tools with Souls and Tactics and all of us. He's one of our core guys. He put me onto this. He put it in our Discord, the deal, and I tell you, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful tool, and this is going to get a lot of work. A lot of work here, especially when I build my epoxy tables here soon. I got to go get some melamine and build a mold. Once I get the mold build, buy some epoxy, and time to start building tabletops. What up, Denny? Yeah, I would. I mean, and people always say, oh, at Direct Tools, you only get the 1-year warranty from Ridgid. Who cares for 40 bucks? Who cares? And I'm going to be honest with you, the warranty stuff is overrated. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, guys. If you take care of your stuff, you use your tools properly, you don't throw them 10 feet downstairs and everything else like that, I mean, the tools aren't going to break. Don't get me wrong, some tools will break. That's why the warranty's there. It is a nice peace of mind, but for 40 bucks, I could care less if it breaks 4 years down the road. I had already got my money out of it. You know what I mean? I'm going to vacuum up my mess here real quick with the DeWalt Stealthsonic. Which one did you get, Jimmy? The 9-gal, the 6-gal, the 9-gal, or the 12-gal? Because I got the 9 and the 12, and I love them both equally. But if I had to choose, I like the 9-gallon better. It seems to have a little bit more power, because I think they got the same exact heads on them, just bigger canisters, and I feel like the 9-gallon has a touch more power than the 12-gallon. And Jimmy, if you use the bag in them, see? If you use the bag, then your filter lasts and lasts and lasts. You ain't got to be spending 30 bucks on a new filter every other month. Look at that. I can have a conversation with you while Clean up my mess. Now, if I were to pull the Ridgid one over here, I would not be able to have a conversation with you. Don't believe me? Go check out my video on these. I did a video on like 5 or 6 different shop vacs, and without a doubt, this one was the best one in my mind. Boom. Goes back over to its station, just like that. It's the best. I'm cleaning so much. Everything looks brand new. It's funny when you do that. Someone let this guy play his guitar. What? And my bass guitar? Okay, I was looking at the Bauer. Just don't rely on Harbor Freight for tools generally. I did not. Got there 3 times today to get the 30% offer. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to be honest though, that's how I got started in woodworking. I mentioned it in my cutting board. If you guys haven't seen, we got our part 2 out of how to make a cutting board. And there was a little bit of drama involved. I kind of effed up. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. If you want to go see the story, I effed it up. We had to fix it. But yeah, if you want to go watch that video, go give it a look. But how I started making cutting boards, I know you guys saw my jointer over there. Well, how did I used to join my boards together before I had a jointer? I use this right here. This is the only Bauer tool I own besides that impact driver that's literally still sitting in the box in the back. I used it once and it's garbage. But yeah, I used to put my boards into a vise and I used to go me, and that's how I used to join my boards together. It took a hell of a lot. It took a lot of time to do, but that's how I did it, and that was 20 some odd bucks this thing. Okay, still works. It's all messy, you know. That's how I used to do it. That's how I used to get my boards, my cutting boards flat too before I had a big planer. And then I went to the Harbor Freight parking lot sale, and they had a Hercules lunchbox style planer for like 170 bucks because I was an Inside Track member. It was originally 400 bucks, and I bought it. That was before we went to Florida last March. Yeah, and then I ended up selling that Hercules planer for $150, and I got the DeWalt planer, basically brand new, on Facebook Marketplace for $200. I've been using the DeWalt ever since, which, by the way, that's an awesome planer. I know you asked, I know, okay guys, he's talking about a bass guitar because he asked about building a bass guitar. I wouldn't even know where to start though. I never even really thought about building a guitar because I've never played one, or I don't know the ins or outs of guitars. So I would have to do some research on that before I would dive into that. But I bet we could make it happen. It'd probably take me a minute, but we could probably make that happen. What's your go-to cordless planer? The only one I got is this Bauer. It's the only one I got. It's the only one I got. So I guess the Bauer, but I don't ever use it because I don't have really too many uses for a cordless planer anymore. I got a jointer. You know, I can just put it on the jointer and it'd be done in 2 seconds. Give me your old tools? Yeah. No, my old tools either go to other channels that are in our community so that they can test them out and make content with them, or they get donated to our local trade school where a bunch of young kids go every day to learn how to be in a trade, and they get donated there, or I sell them to try and recoup some money back for the next round of tools that come out. Chaka, don't forget to tell them what you think of the Den of Tools. Got less than 10 minutes to pay. What up, Chaka? Become a member. Maybe you can win something. Oh, yeah. So there you go. Thank you, Jamie. So Jamie mentioned it, so we'll just, you know, we're like 100 subscribers away from 10K, guys. We're like, I think we're right at 9,900 subscribers. So that's like 100 away from 10K. And once we hit that 10K, we are doing a big tool giveaway. We've done giveaways in the past. Fix-It Jimmy's won. J True's won. Honest Tool Reviews, Derek has won. You can go check out his channel. Same thing with Fix-It Jimmy. But this one's going to be a big giveaway. We got all kinds of cool tool kits and stuff like that. We're going to have like 10 prizes. If you're a member, you get 100 extra chances to win those. So become a member, get extra chances to win, and who knows, maybe you get a tool shipped to you. You never know, right? Use an old Stanley No. 7 jointer planer. It's the best option, no power tools needed. Power tools are just fun, though. They're just fun. They're an authorized seller. You can register them and get the lifetime service agreement unless you buy reconditioned blemish tools are covered. Well, we'll find out. I'm going to register this as soon as I get off the video with you guys so that I don't forget, and we'll see what they do. Who wants old tools? I got so many old tools. Craftsman, Makita, DeWalt, Blue Ryobi. We were talking about Blue Ryobi. This is what replaced the old Blue Ryobi tool. Yeah, they're not as fun, though, as power tools, let's be honest. Power tools are really fun. Hand tools are still needed. I agree. Even though I'm not in the Bosch lineup, I appreciate that you review them. Well, we tend to try to review everything without a bias and all that type of stuff. I wish more people watched the Bosch videos. I mean, here's the thing, right? You spend all this time, you guys have no clue. Like them 2 cutting board videos that I did, literally 25 hours worth of work on them 2 videos. At least 10 hours of editing. At least 10 hours of editing. Another, whatever, 15 hours building the cutting board and making sure the camera's at the right angle. And so when we do these videos and then they bomb out, and they don't do well, we kind of get gun shy about going back and reviewing that tool or company's tool because the general population just don't want to see them, you know. But I feel like if you're a tool channel, you should review all the different tools that, you know, including Dongcheng and Hyper Tough and all the shitty ones that we know that are shit, but maybe you find a diamond in the rough. Because Skill's got some diamond in the rough type tools. They really do, especially if you can get them at the dirt cheap prices that they're at right now. They got some diamond in the rough tools that if you're a beginner, they'd be good for you to get into. Yeah, they are stepping up. I hope people take notice, and I hope it works out for them. I got offered an old Sears Craftsman radial arm saw for free today. Said no thanks. Why? Those saws are awesome. But yeah, most radial arm saws, whether they're Craftsman, DeWalt's, whatever they are, they're typically free to $50 because they're so big, they take up so much space. People are afraid of them. They don't want them in their garage anymore. They basically just say, get it out of here for free. There's one radial arm saw that I've had my eye on, but the guy won't budge, and I refuse to pay his price. And he hasn't had not one interested person in the last year. And he's kind of a jerk about it. But I'm kind of holding out a little bit on that one. I got a Black & Decker 10-inch chop shot that's older than I am probably. Hey, that's back when Black & Decker was good though, right? We just bought a Black & Decker. Yeah, we bought a Black & Decker. We bought a new toaster oven. That's what Black & Decker's known for now, toaster ovens. Crazy, right? They used to be, they maybe were the biggest DIY part-time professional tool brand for like ever. And now they're now they're making toaster ovens. They don't even want to do power tools anymore. Yeah, but it's brand new. It's never been used. That's my point. That quote sounds familiar. Test all tools. Yeah, but when you said it, I did test out Makita tools. It's just they all sucked. They all sucked. So I got sick and tired of spending the money on them. And I'm gonna be. I brought them back. That's how bad they were. But then you got to bring them back. You got to explain to the people. It's just this whole song and dance, and every time I did a Makita video, they would bomb out. Or it would create controversy because I gave it a bad review. People would get literally like mad at me, like I told their mother to like go F herself or something. You know what I'm saying? He does look like Mr. Beast, just older and bigger. Who, me? No, I don't. I don't look like that goofball. Maybe one day, if this channel keeps growing, maybe one day, we can start doing some real crazy shit with power tools. Like, throwing them off of, like, 20-story buildings and see if they survive. Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? That would probably make a lot of people mad. We're taking a brand new power tool, dropping it off a 20-story building. You're a joke. I could hear it all right now. You're a joke. You're a disgrace. You're an amateur. I've already heard all this stuff. I did buy an old Stanley Black & Decker work-made original model type 4. I know my aunt had one in her garage sale a few months. That same exact one that you're talking about. She had one brand new in the box in her garage sale. And I didn't see her Facebook post until later on at night. And I called her. I'm all like, I want that. I want it. She's like, I already sold it. I said, how much did you sell it for? She goes, $10. I go, are you out of your effing mind? Are you out of your mind? I was so mad that she sold that. We really need to go raid my dad's tools in the basement. He had all sorts of cool stuff. I got one of your dad's tools here. I got his old Craftsman corded recip saw. Your dad also has the ball screwdriver, the original ball screwdriver. God, I forget what it was called. Anyways, it's got a little ball on top of it. Like Klein just came out with their version, but yeah, it was the original one. I thought that was so cool. Yeah, the recip saw the cord was all taped. Yeah, it's got a ton of electricals tape all over it. Yep, you're right. All right, guys, we're getting up here on an hour. Oh, man, I did something to my neck, man. My neck's been killing me today. I think I slept on it wrong. For the first night, I tried sleeping in our bed with the dogs for like the last month and a half because, Rocky and, Rocky hasn't been feeling good and he's been having to sprawl out to get comfortable and there just wasn't enough room. So I sleep in the spare bedroom lately. But last night, I decided to go in there and I tell you what, I'm so used to the other bed now, I think my neck is killing me from sleeping in that bed that I haven't slept in like a month and a half. I can be a bodyguard? I could be. I've thought about that, but you know, every time I've looked into like doing that type of stuff, you need to be licensed, all that. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, welcome the tall men of a certain age. Trust me, bro. I'm 39 years old and I'm feeling it, dude. I'm feeling it, especially when it's negative 10 degrees outside. I've been struggling this winter, man, with flexibility and you know, I got all these games that I've bowled in my career and my toes. I think I got severe arthritis in my big toes. And there's some days it's hard for me to start walking. You know, it takes a good hour for me to actually get going and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. Yo, Pine Tree's here. What up, Pine Tree? Hey, Josh, how are you, man? Sorry for not being here much as I want to. Not been doing good lately. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. It hasn't been that great here either. We've been getting a lot of bad news lately, and it's been a rough couple of weeks. I hear you. I hear you. I put a link and a pic under tool deals for you to look at, Josh. Okay, cool. I'll do that once I get off of here. Man, what are you going to do when you get my age? Laugh out loud, Stone Age. I don't know. I always said, you know, that I never would have got past 25 years old, and here I am at 39. So I wasn't really planning for all this stuff, to be honest with you. I'll take him out back and put him out of his misery. Yeah, sure. Sure you will. You know, she talks a good game, but she's a softie. Yo, there's Kansas. Yo, Kansas, look. There he is. I was talking about you earlier because you're the reason why I got this. For that 40 bucks or whatever. It came in, and it is wonderful, Kansas. This is awesome. This beats out my blue Ryobi. Oh, my God, so much. I love it. Thank you. See you, Walker, man. Thanks again, dude. As soon as it comes in, I'll let you know, and we'll get you all taken care of. And, yeah. Thank you, buddy, for doing that. You're awesome. Maybe. Oh, man. So, yeah, what are we at now? Yeah, we're over an hour now. Oh, great. My wife sent me 6'7". Ugh. Well, what does that mean, guys? What does the 6'7" mean? I'm 5'19", so. But what does the 6'7" thing mean? Oh, yeah, I'm a hoe. Yeah, right. If that's the case, I'm the worst hoe in history the last 15 years. I've been off all week. I feel my arthritis hurting already. Damn snow. I know, I hear you. I just bought the kids 6'7" shirts for Valentine's Day. I hate this 6'7" thing. Nothing. It means nothing. All right, it means nothing. Sarah, what do you mean? Does that mean smoke a pack of cigarettes and get all worked up over tools and tactics, fucking trying to cut his hands off on his table saw? Like a feral. Work smart, not dumb. Yes, I agree. I agree. Texas is going to lose a finger one day. Yep, maybe. I don't know. I don't even think I got a use for this anymore. It got me started, though. As much as I rag on Harbor Freight and stuff, it got me started. Tactus is going to turn into carbon and paperwork one day. wouldn't be the first. Nope. Did you guys see that video? Speaking about cutting body parts off. Did you guys see that video of the guy using a job site table saw on a stand and it wasn't secured and it wasn't on level ground? And he's pushing the wood through. And then halfway through, he goes around the table saw to the back to push the other part through. And as he's doing that, the table saw tipped over and the blade landed right in his crotch. Did you guys see that video? I had nightmares after watching that video. And how dumb can you be? Like, how dumb can you be? No, this is a Bauer brushless. I won't buy Bauer brush tools. There's a line I won't cross, and Bauer brush is that line. Bauer brushless to get me started? Okay. He didn't even try to stop it. Very weird. Saw the video. I had a buddy lose one of his nuts with a circ saw in 2006 with similar accident. I just don't get what goes through people's heads. It's amazing how people don't respect the tool, right? Like when I got a kickback, I got a scar in my hand. You see that? And thank God it was my left hand and not my bowling hand, okay? But I got a permanent big-ass scar there from a miter saw kickback. And after that happened, I felt like the biggest dumb motherfucker. Because I've used heavy machinery for at least 2 decades now with the drill presses and all that type of stuff. And I've always been very respectful of the tool. And I had never gotten hurt before. And that was the first time I ever gotten hurt. And I was so fucking pissed at myself because I was trying to make a cut I shouldn't have been trying to make on a miter saw. Because I was in a rush before I had to go to work. And I just wanted to get it done before I had to go to work. And I paid for it. But I would never put myself in a situation where my nuts would almost get cut off. That is just mind-boggling to me. Pulling the wood for us is a must for us gentlemen. It happens the split second you stop paying attention or when you think I'll be fine. Yep, it's when you get too comfortable. Yep. When I got my Milwaukee job site table saw, that was my first ever like real table saw, like powerful. It wasn't. I had a little rinky-dinky one that was just for small, tiny projects. That was the first one where you turned it on, you're like, whoa, right? Like, whoa. It literally sat in the room over there on the stand, not used, for like 2 months. Because I was just reading up all of these things on how to use one properly, how to be safe, taking everybody's advice, blah, 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 listening to the souls and all that type of stuff. And then I started making a few cuts and, you know, got more comfortable with it. But even to this day, when I fire up that Flex one, I am very careful. I make sure I'm very diligent about it. The Delta one upstairs, as soon as when you put the wood through it and it starts to feel like there's resistance, I shut it off. I don't even fuck around. That Delta one is so powerful, and I'm so mad that I can't get it all squared away and use it, because it's a beautiful piece of machinery that just sits in the corner, never being used. I got to get on that, I guess, and figure that out. But I'm already so frustrated with it, I'm afraid I'm just going to end up like throwing it in the garbage. Well, Josh don't play with radioactive crap. And that's how I lost my nuts. What? I don't even want to know, man. I don't want to know. I always manage something going very wrong and taking a saw to the face. It's not going to happen. Crazy how much more powerful the shop saws are. Yep. I agree. When I turned it on for the first time, and that's why I'm being so diligent about If it don't feel right, I'm not using it. You know, some guys would just chug right through it and say, I'm using my new sock. Nope. I would shut it off and try to get it lined up and squared up again, you know, and I just can't get it to cut right. And I've taken it apart 3 freaking separate times and put it back together 3 separate times. Me and Captain were up there for 5 hours one night, yelling and screaming at each other. I think I've only yelled and screamed at that man maybe twice in my entire life. And one of them was because of that table saw. All right. Well, have you measured a single tooth from the front into the back with a combination? Yes. Yes. I've done it 1,000 times. Yes. I even bought the little gauges and all that type of stuff. I'm at my wit's end with it. I've done everything you could possibly do. I'm about ready to pack it up, take it to the tool barn. It's a local tool shop in our area, or the tool ranch, something like that. Tool ranch, tool barn, whatever the hell it's called. It looks like a big barn, and it says tools on it. It's actually a pretty awesome place. And just load it up into the car and bring it out there and say, here, square this up for me. Please, I'll pick it up next week. That's where I'm at with it. The little gadgets that made it worse. The little gadgets didn't make it worse. Trust me when I tell you. They did not make it worse. All right. We've been on here for like an hour and 15 minutes. I think we got to call it night. So, get on directtools.com. Go pick yourself up this awesome tool for 40 some odd bucks. It's worth it. If you need a belt sander, this is the one to have. It's great. Maybe it comes with a lifetime service agreement. Maybe it doesn't. Who cares? It's 40 bucks. It's awesome. I love it. Thank you, Kansas, for taking care of me there. And yeah, like I said, we're at like 9,900 subs. We got 100 more subscribers to go, and then we're at 10K. So, yo, what's up, Rod W? We are just leaving, but what's up, buddy? Glad you're here. Rod the Bod just showed up. If you know friends, family members that like tools, get them to subscribe, because the sooner we get to 10K, the sooner we have our big celebration. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be this huge celebration where we're giving back to our community, and I just want it all to be good. And I kind of want it to be over with. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I've been building this excitement out for like a month and a half, and we've been creeping towards that 10K. But I tell you what, the closer we get to 10K, the harder it is to get more subs. So, hi and bye. My bad, brother. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good. So, get subscribed. Get your friends to subscribe. And if you become a member for just 99 cents, you get 100 more chances to win these tools. Okay? All right, guys. We'll see you next Friday. Maybe we got Captain Dick back next Friday. He's supposed to be coming home next Saturday from the funeral. But we may have him mic'd up out in Phoenix, Arizona to go live, and my brother and my brother-in-law may be joining him. So that may be a fun show next week. So see everybody next week at 9 p.m. Friday.